Well, welcome everybody. Appreciate you being here and spending some time with us. My name's Aaron Tutt. I'm a senior director over our strategic supplier partnerships in the musculoskeletal space for Aptitude and Vizient. I have with me today Kevin Freeman. He's our corporate sales director for Zimmer Biomet, and particularly quarterbacks the relationship between Aptitude and Zimmer. We've developed a wonderful partnership and was hoping to get his perspective over some of the success we've had and how we've leveraged Aptitude and our capabilities to help advance the customer relationships Zimmer has in the market. Kevin, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Thanks, Aaron. Good to see everybody, and certainly excited to talk about our relationship with Vizient, the Aptitude platform. Been with the company now for about 15, 16 months, and started in this role as corporate sales director and managing the Vizient relationship. And all of that time, I've been getting more familiar with the Aptitude and really driving the utilization of the platform within our organization. So excited to talk about how it's really evolving our relationship with the Vizient team.
Awesome. Well, I think it's probably worth starting with maybe some of the high level trends and obstacles and opportunities Zimmer's facing in the market today, and would love to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, great, Aaron. Well, I believe all too often, suppliers believe that we know everything about what's happening within our accounts. It's our job to know these things, but oftentimes that's based on the relationships that we have versus those that we don't. And really on a historical perspective that in many cases has been significantly disrupted by COVID. I think more specifically in physician preference categories like orthopedic implants, our relationships are very strong clinically with the surgeons, but at times at odds with those in supply chain that are trying to drive value and optimization of their contracts.
Kevin, can you share a little bit about the data that Zimmer has access to today?
Absolutely. The data that we have access to is oftentimes very dated, as much as 1 to 2 years behind, real time. It's very procedural, volume centric, and doesn't really give us a true understanding of a total category spend or the landscape of our competitors within a specific space. While that data that we have allows us to build great sales strategies and surgeon targets, it doesn't always lead to a collaborative approach with our health systems and how we can partner to create value. I believe the power of Aptitude revolves around having a single source of information for suppliers and health systems to engage, analyze opportunities, identify areas of partnership, and create contracts that have benefits for both parties.
You highlighted a couple things that you've appreciated about Aptitude. I'd love to dig into that a little deeper. I mean, at a high level, what are some of the capabilities and resources that you've benefited from and Zimmer's been able to take advantage of through the Aptitude relationship?
Yeah, I think number one is certainly transparency. Aptitude brings both parties to the table, a single source of truth, and really allows us to dig in and evaluate the opportunities to create mutual value. All too often, we would write contracts that really were just meant to protect our business, and we didn't have a full understanding of what the opportunities were for us to grow and partner. So I think that's a key. I think Aptitude also brings to light through the RFP process what the true landscape is, the competitors, the total spend, and you bounce that up against our local relationships and the knowledge that we have on the ground. I think it then can put together a proposal that benefits, both the health system and Zimmer Biomet. I think the last piece, and this is critical for the supplier community, is compliance management. The ongoing visibility to the contract performance is far superior than anything we've done in traditional contract management. There is no waiting for answers. We have all of the data right at our fingertips, and we're able real time to evaluate the performance of the customer relative to the contract and the commitments that they've made, and be able to engage in those conversations when things aren't going well with no emotion. The data's there, the data's theirs, and we have the ability to discuss it, at any point in time during the life of the contract.
Kevin, you mentioned a little bit about the compliance data and how you've seen that to be beneficial. Could you share some perspective on how you've gotten that into the hands of your field to make it actionable?
Absolutely. So first, we created an internal team that kind of handles and manages all the data that's flowing through Aptitude. I will say we rely heavily on the monthly insights that are provided to us through the auto-generated emails that have the compliance metrics for all the contracts that are in the platform. From there, we identify some of the outliers or some of the challenges associated with being compliant, and we bring that information proactively to the field to bounce that up against what they know is happening with their surgeons and within the accounts. We think the combination of the quantitative assessment that Aptitude provides with the qualitative information that our field team can bring, we truly can understand what's happening and engage, knowledgeably with the customer about how the contract is performing. I think the other thing that the field finds very valuable is the pace in which we can get answers. Meaning they come to us with an ad hoc compliance question, they see something happening within their account. Within minutes, literally a couple of clicks of buttons, we have answers on how that contract is performing and what are some potential next steps to engage the customer. So I think that piece has been really beneficial for the field and versus traditional contract management. It could be weeks, if not months, for the customer to be able to respond with the data that we're looking for. I think during the RFP process, it's been eye-opening for a lot of our field team to really understand the true breadth of the category opportunity. Again, I'll go back to something I said earlier, which is we know our business, but we don't always know what's happening outside of the business that we're doing today. And the visibility through the RFP process going into that really gives us confidence when we respond to say, this is where we can provide value and this is what we can do to return value back to our organization. So I think those two things are extremely key as we've engaged the field.
Kevin, to close us out, I'd love your perspective on how Aptitude and how our teams have worked together has really supported the overall Vizient partnership.
The Aptitude platform just feels more personalized. We have more visibility, from the onset with an RFP. We have future visibility with what's coming down in the bid pipeline. And it just encourages that verbal engagement that sometimes you don't get when RFPs are just sent to you. I think the Vizient team acts as a mediator, engaging with the health system on the front end to understand their opportunities and expectations, engaging with Zimmer and understanding what we believe the opportunities and our potential response could be, and really kind of brings those two parties together. So when we enter the RFP process, we're all working towards a common goal. I genuinely feel as though Aptitude is bringing together Vizient, the health system, and the supplier to come up with collaborative solutions that build value for all parties involved. We've truly appreciated the partnership. It's certainly helped not only in the Aptitude relationship with Vizient, but just the national contracting side of the business as well. We look forward to continuing to partner, driving more of our customers to utilize the platform and seeing what the future holds for us all.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your partnership and thank you so much for taking the time to share your perspective and for Zimmer's support of our business. So
appreciate the time, Aaron.
Awesome. Thanks.